Alright, I'm going to show you how to take off and replace a starter in a Mark 5 Jetta with the 2.5 engine. First of all, you've got to look right down here. Now, let me get that focus. There we go. If you have the stock airbox, you'd have to take that off first, but just most of the videos are from underneath, so I'll show you from up top, starting off, so you know exactly where it is. Right here, next to the shifter, that's the starter. And first I took off this connector over here to the transmission, then this connector right here. Then I took off a 13mm bolt for the connection of the starter. Next, I'm going to go to the bolt, one of the really long bolts right there. And that's an 18mm. And then we'll go underneath to finish the rest of the job. Okay, I took off my mass airflow sensor so you can see it a little bit better. One thing to note is with the automatic transmission, you're gonna have a bracket on the top and the bottom. Now there's just a bracket on the bottom you're gonna have to take off. For this one, since it's a manual transmission, there's not a bracket attached up here as far as I know. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Just differences there. I noticed that there might be a little bit less space in here if there's an automatic. I don't know what might be there, but for this one it's relatively simple since there's not as much stuff around with the manual transmission. Tools wise, for the top end, for this nut here that connected this terminal, that's 13mm, and I just used a deep socket. That's just what I was using with a 1/2-inch drive ratchet. For the, let's see if you can see it. It's way down here, hold on. For the bolt right there, I used a breaker bar because it was on pretty tight. Breaker bar, 1/2-inch. And then with an extension with the 18. And then now that I got it loose, I'm going to use just a 1/2-inch ratchet to take it off the rest of the way. Got the starter bolt out, and now I'm going to jack up the car just on the front on jack stands and finish on the bottom. Now I got the car safely jacked up and ready for me to work underneath it. Alright, underneath the car, looking at the starter again, just took off the belly pan. I'm going to take off this nut here, 13mm, to take off this bracket. And then take off the connector and the long stud that's holding on the starter, and then it should come right off. Just got the starter out, and you should be able to see right there, flywheel. Clean that up real good, and then installation of the new starter is reverse of taking it off. So there's the old starter and the new starter, and make sure all the connections are the same and everything looks like it'll fit right. So this one looks identical.